everyone, and welcome to my farming guide. This guide is my farming basics guide. Farming is a skill where you plant crops in patches and then harvest them after a time. Farming is generally done in trips because of the time taken between trips. There's various types of crops as shown here. In farming you'll need to plant seeds in the ground to grow crops. These can be obtained various ways as shown here. These seeds will grow different crops which can be planted at different locations, and they take various amounts of time. Here's a few examples of how much experience you'll gain and how long they'll take. Crops can die if you leave them unattended, and you can pay farmers nearby to cover them. These covering costs are usually in other items that you can harvest. Sometimes it's cheaper to let the crop die because of the cost of the items involved. Click one of these links to view my detailed farming trip guides. I'll now show you some items that can be used while farming to make it easier, faster and more profitable. Whenever you train farming, there's a wide array of items that you can use to assist you, or some of these are required in order to train farming. Items such as the tools are usually required. Things such as compost and coins and stuff like that is highly recommended but not necessarily required. Teleports for getting around makes farming a lot faster, but again not required. Things in your inventory that increase harvest such as secateurs and reduce your energy drain. Things like that again are not required but highly beneficial for training farming. The first of these tools that are usually required is the rake. The rake is used for clearing away any weeds in your patches, and this is pretty much always recommended in case weeds grow. The spade is also almost always used for digging up your harvests, as well as getting rid of dead harvest, and for planting and digging up trees. The seed dibber is used for planting seeds in the ground. That's pretty much all there is to that. If you're planting seeds, you need the seed dibber. The trowel is used for filling up plant pots with dirt, and also for making tree saplings. The watering can is used for watering your crops, such as allotments and flowers, and it's also used for creating tree saplings. And that's pretty much it for the tools. The next items are highly recommended, and that's compost or super compost. These increase your harvest as well as your chance of your harvest surviving, so it's highly recommended to use the best compost that you can. Some people might not be rich enough to use super compost, but if you can, super compost is very, very highly recommended in all cases where you get variable harvest. If you're making your own super composts, you'll need buckets in order to get them out of the compost bin if you're making. Coins can be used sometimes if you're using charter ships or things like that, also used for digging up or getting a farmer to dig up your trees if you don't want to do it yourself. Hatchet is used for cutting down trees. That's pretty much it for those. Then there's a whole bunch of teleports that you can use for getting around. Things such as teletabs are very useful for getting around. House teletabs are especially useful because you can chip them if you have completed Love Story, and then you can teleport to lots of very beneficial and handy teleports such as Trollheim, Brimhaven and Rimington, and Tavily I guess you could say as well. The Ledger teleport crystal teleport you to Ledger if you're using that fruit tree over there. The Ectophile is highly recommended if you're using Port Phasmatus patch. It's just the best way to get there. Skills Necklace can be used to teleport to the Fishing Guild, which is close to the Ardown farming patch. The Combat Bracelet is good if you're planting bushes, because it teleports you right next to the Champions Guild. Ring of Slaying and Ring of Dueling. These two items can be used to teleport close to the mushroom and cactus patches if you're planting those crops, so you can use those as teleports. In your inventory, in your equipment, there are some items that are beneficial. most obvious of these is weight reducing equipment, agile legs, boots of lightness and agile top if you have it as well, but I don't. These will just make it so that you can run further and there's less chance that you'll run out of energy. The Felidor shield, I think it's 2 or above, will increase the XP you earn when farming from the Felidor patch. This is only the allotment herbs and flowers though. Magic secateurs are highly recommended if possible. They increase your yield significantly, so you should always equip those whenever you're farming. Crammed gloves, not really that important, but you can use the teleport, which is quite handy if you don't have any other teleports. Explorer's Ring's really good for the cabbage port, and you can also use the run replenish if you want to. Ardown Cloak is good for both of their teleports if you have access to them, especially the Ardown Farm one if you're doing herbs or something, that you get free teleport basically once a day. And Monastery is good if you're using bush patches. That's pretty much all for these farming items. I'll explain these in further detail in each of my farming guides, but that's just a brief outline of the items that you'll need. There's basically tools, assisting items, teleports, and equipped items that aid you on pretty much all your farming trips. Thanks for watching.